Okay, here is some brutally honest advice about electric outboard motors starting right now. Lots of people, including me, are hyping electric outboard motors. But are they really the game changer that people say they are? I have been testing, comparing, and using small electric outboards for a couple years now. And in this video, I will cover the pros, the deal breakers, and who shouldn't waste their money on an electric outboard motor. I'm going to start with the positives. As long as you stay away from the really cheap Hankai. Running an electric outboard is a very peaceful experience. There is no engine noise under acceleration. It's something that you might not appreciate until you experience it for yourself. But it's a very different feel than a gasoline or petrol outboard motor. With an electric outboard, there is no gas to buy, no oil, no spark plugs, and I haven't seen a low horsepower model that uses an impeller. An electric motor has zero emissions. Many can use solar charging if you have the right equipment, and there's no oils or fuels that can get spilled, or leak, or have to get disposed of. Electric motors actually have a really amazing amount of range when run at low speeds. With every electric outboard I have tested, I have found that backing the throttle off to reduce my speed by 1 mile per hour, or 1 knot, dramatically increases my range and runtime, but notice I said at low speeds. There'll be more on that in a minute. Before I talk about the negatives, if you are enjoying this content, be sure to give it a like and also subscribe so that you can get notified about future videos. Now let's talk about the harsh realities of running an electric outboard motor. Your range depends entirely on battery size. Some small electric outboards are completely limited by their built-in or proprietary battery. Two examples of this are the Remigo 1 and the ePropulsion E-Lite, both of which can only operate on their built-in batteries. Dead battery equals dead on the water. For small boats, you're usually not matching the top speeds of a gas outboard. Electric shines at low to medium speeds, but it is not a speed demon. I have yet to experience an electric outboard that can get anywhere close to the top speed of a similar horsepower gasoline outboard engine. Electric motors plus batteries equals expensive up front. For example, a 2.5 horsepower Suzuki costs $740, and a Newport NT300 electric outboard costs $1,200. And that's without the battery. Many buyers struggle justifying a $3,000 upfront cost in the hopes that over time they will have spent less total money than they would have if they just bought the 4-stroke outboard. Matter of fact, the Newport NT300 only came out in 2023. So as of right now, it's 2 years old. So we don't know for sure whether or not 10 years from now, everything is still going to be working and be fine to actually give you that cost savings that we hope for with the initial purchase. It's not like pulling into a gas station. Charging takes hours. All of the small electrics that I use can charge on standard household current and do not require a special plug or higher voltage. But I don't think that any of my chargers are suitable to be used in a wet environment. The only way to ensure that charging is a complete non-issue is if you are able to safely charge your battery overnight. Batteries are heavy, and on a small boat, battery weight can affect your balance, your trim, and how the boat sits in the water. In my little wooden skiff, I often run electric outboards that have the battery as part of the motor, like the ePropulsion Spirit 1.0 Plus or the Remigo 1. But when I'm using an external battery, I try to place that battery on the opposite side of the boat from where I'm sitting and as far forward in the boat as possible. There are some scenarios where an electric outboard motor is a really great choice. This is why I have switched to just using electric outboards. Almost all of my boating is in the creek and the river near my house. There's no strong currents in this river. I'm always within sight of land, and I'm never going very far away. Electric outboard motors are perfect for anglers who need quiet trolling. There's no engine to start and stop, and you can easily and silently move from place to place. For sailboats, small electric outboards can often get the boat up to 5 or 6 knots. For sailboats that have a generator or solar charged battery banks, recharging an electric outboard is easy. It can also be great for dinghies and tenders. Eco-conscious boaters who care about emissions. We don't need to get into a debate about the environment, mining practices, pollution, climate change, or anything along those lines. I am not trying to change your mind. But if you are the type of person who really appreciates when an engine does not smoke or smell, electric propulsion really delivers. But electric outboards are very poorly suited to these particular scenarios. Not for people who want to go fast or cover long distances. It would be a long, slow ride in an electric boat versus a fast and effortless trip with a 4-stroke outboard. Not for offshore or rough water. While I am very comfortable running my electrics in my river, I don't go out when it's rough, and I don't go far from shore. So now it's time for some brutally honest buying advice with regards to electric outboard motors. Buy the biggest battery you can afford. Don't cheap out on battery capacity. Underpowered systems lead to disappointment. I have purchased a second battery for some of my smaller outboards, and I am running the biggest battery you can get for my ePropulsion Navy 6.0. Range anxiety vanishes when you still have 75% of your battery capacity left when you're riding home. Match motor to boat size and weight. A 1 kilowatt motor on a big heavy boat will feel very weak. Be realistic. I have run my ePropulsion Spirit 3 horsepower equivalent on my 16-foot whaler, but it was a very slow ride. Essentially, I was plowing through the water like a barge. The truth is, most small electrics will not get a small boat up on plane because they aren't able to go any faster than about 6 knots or 7 miles per hour. Plan your trips carefully. In other words, know your range and have a backup plan. I check my battery level regularly, and I never let it go below 60% before I'm heading home. Backing off the throttle is key to extending range and runtime. Which brings us to the final takeaway. Electric outboards are awesome if you understand what they're built for. Go in with the right expectations, and they're a joy to own. Go in expecting gas-like performance, and you'll be frustrated. I have a playlist of videos about electric outboard motors, which I will link up here right now. I also have discount codes for many of the motors and batteries, and all of those can be found in the video description. And here's a video right here that you should watch next if you're considering an electric outboard motor. I'll see you in that one, and